Top 10 Taylor Swift exes that she made songs about. Starting off with number 10, Jonas. Taylor Swift wrote songs Last Kiss, Forever and Always, and Holy Ground about her July to October 2008 romance with Joe Jonas. Dreamy Joe of the Jonas Brothers dated Swift. The pair had a tumultuous breakup that inspired a cringe-worthy YouTube video and Swift's most problematic song, Better Than Revenge, which was reportedly about Jonas's ex-girlfriend Camilla Bell. Jonas shared his thoughts about the split with Swift on his MySpace page. How very early 2000s of him. In his words, he said, "I never cheated on a girlfriend. It might make someone feel better to assume or imply I have been unfaithful, but it is simply not true. Maybe there were reasons for a breakup. Maybe the heart moved on. Perhaps feelings changed. I am truly saddened that anything would potentially cause you to think less of me. For those who have expressed concern over the 27-second phone call, I called to discuss feelings with the other person. Those feelings were obviously not well received. I did not end the conversation, someone else did. Phone calls can only last as long as the person on the other end of the line is willing to talk." Number 9, Taylor Lautner. Swift and Taylor Lautner, aka Taylor Squared, dated in 2009. Lautner briefly discussed the high-profile relationship during a Facebook Q&A with Scream Queens co-stars Lea Michele and John Stamos. Lautner remained famously tight-lipped about Swift during most interviews. However, Michele managed to get a reaction out of Lautner regarding the song Swift wrote about him back to December. This is how their conversation went. Michele says, "You dated Taylor Swift. I remember that." Lautner, "That's hilarious." Michele, "Should we talk about it?" Lautner, "No, I don't know why you guys want to talk about it." Then Michele says, "Did she write a song about you?" And then Lautner says, "That's what she does. She writes songs." Simple and direct. He knows what he's doing. He didn't give out too much, but he still answered her questions. That's a smart man right there. On to number 8, John Mayer. John dated Swift from December 2009 until February 2010, inspiring her breakup anthem, Dear John. Mayer had a lot of feelings about being the subject of an inflammatory song following the demise of the relationship. He discussed the humiliating experience in a Rolling Stone interview. "It made me feel terrible because I didn't deserve it. I'm pretty good at taking accountability now, and I never did anything to deserve that. It was a really lousy thing for her to do. I never got an email, I never got a phone call. I was really caught off guard, and it really humiliated me at a time when I'd already been dressed down. I mean, how would you feel if at the lowest you've ever been, someone kicked you even lower?" Number 7, Jake Gyllenhaal. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. From October to January of 2011, Jake Gyllenhaal and Taylor Swift had a brief relationship. The Nightcrawler actor is said to have left her via text message. Ouch. After that, Taylor wrote about her relationship with Jake in We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, All Too Well, State of Grace, Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, and The Last Time. There were rumors that Swift read about him too. But Gyllenhaal has been rather tight-lipped about his time with Swift. In fact, during an awkward interview with The Guardian, Gyllenhaal was markedly less chatty about the situation. He says, "I think when you're in a relationship, you are constantly scrutinized, your friends are scrutinized," but at that point he stopped talking and the interviewer quickly changed the subject. However, Jake was eventually more willing to open up about his relationship. In a Facebook Q&A video, Gyllenhaal sat down with Boston Marathon survivor Jeffrey Bowman, who managed to elicit a bit more of a response. Bowman says, "If you lost your legs in real life, do you think Taylor Swift would write a song about it, like a country song?" Gyllenhaal says, "For me or about it?" Bowman, "For you, like a country song." Gyllenhaal replies with, "She sort of moved more into pop now." Again, just like Lautner, answering questions but not really taking direct hits at Taylor. We love that. On to number 6, Calvin Harris. One of Taylor Swift's longest relationships was with Calvin Harris. After hitting it off at the 2015 Brit Awards, the two began dating in April of that same year. Even their one-year wedding anniversary was marked by a trip to the Caribbean. Be that as it may, Taylor and Calvin split in June 2016. Calvin and Taylor had a very public split. He accused her PR team of trying to make him look bad, and Swift went public with writing credits for Harris and Rihanna's hit, This Is What You Came For. Harris talked to British GQ about his relationship and subsequent breakup with Swift, saying it's very difficult when something I consider so personal plays out very publicly. The aftermath of the relationship was way more heavily publicized than the relationship itself. When we were together, we were very careful for it to not be a media circus. She respected my feelings in that sense. I'm not good at being a celebrity. Most people aren't, Calvin. Most people are not. Number 5, Connor Kennedy. Taylor briefly dated Connor Kennedy from July to October 2012. And she reportedly made him nervous after purchasing a $5 million house near the Kennedy compound in Hyannisport, Massachusetts, just weeks after they had begun dating. Hey, if you can't be with a girl boss, you just can't be with a girl boss. Number 4, Harry Styles. Very infamous relationship. Styles and Swift were in a relationship from December 2012 to January 2013. Taylor famously wrote I Knew You Were Trouble, Treacherous, Style, Out of the Woods, and I Know Places about her very brief relationship with Harry Styles. This also inspired Harry to write a One Direction song, Perfect. The song contained the lyric, if you're looking for someone to write your breakup song about, perhaps this was an indicator of things to come. Styles discussed his relationship with Swift during a Google Hangout with his bandmates and touched on her songs about him. We write from personal experience, and I think everyone does, so it would be hypocritical of us to be like, oh, you can't write about us. And she's really good, so they're good songs. I'm really lucky in that sense. On to number 3, Joe Alwyn. Joe and Taylor are said to have met at the 2016 Met Gala. In May 2017, their relationship was first reported. Endgame, Delicate, So It Goes, King of My Heart, Dress, Gorgeous, Call It What You Want, and Ready For It are some of the songs on the album, which are all said to concern Joe Alwyn. Albums like Reputation, Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and Midnights feature songs about Joe. According to a CNN report from April 9, 2023, the couple had ended their 6-year relationship. The publication was informed by a source that Taylor and Joe split up a few weeks ago. According to the report, they simply grew apart and intend to remain friends. When Taylor began her Eras tour, eagle-eyed fans noticed that she was performing the Folklore song Invisible String, which is about a connection between two lovers. However, Taylor has substituted the one from Folklore as a song about a breakup since her show on March 31st. Number 2, Tom Hiddleston. Tom made a bit of a spectacle of himself during his relationship with Swift. After all, donning an I Heart TS shirt while frolicking in the ocean doesn't exactly help when auditioning for the role of James Bond. He opened up about the relationship and the tank top many assumed to be a PR stunt in an interview with GQ. The truth is, it was the 4th of July and a public holiday, and we were playing a game. And I slipped and I hurt my back, and I wanted to protect the grays from the sun and said, does anyone have a t-shirt? And one of her friends said, I've got this. I was just surprised that it got so much attention. The tank top became an emblem of this thing. He also talked about dating Swift despite the media scrutiny. So we decided to go out for dinner, we decided to travel. A relationship in the limelight takes work, and it's not just the limelight, it's everything else. And finally, number 1, Adam Young from Owl City. Adam and Taylor have had a thing ever since the Firefly singer professed his feelings for the country starlet, and she responded with a song for him, Enchanted, on her Speak Now album. But what went on behind the scenes? US Magazine caught up with Young to chat about the album, Owl City album, but what we really want to know is what happened to Young and Swift's relationship. We use the term relationship loosely, of course. The story goes like this. Boy falls for girl from afar. Girl happens to be the world's biggest superstar and humbly responds to his gentlemanly gestures with a song for him on her record. You know, no big deal. Young admits that even he was shocked by the love story singer's ode to him. I bought her record at midnight when it came out and I was playing through it top to bottom. I love the classic adding up the letters in her lyrics. I got to that song and it added up to my name and I had to take a step back and decipher the code. He says, we emailed back and forth for a while and she made some comment that I used the word enchanted and the word wonderstruck in an email, and she said how she had never heard anyone really use that word before. So when that word was in the song, I was like, this song has to be about me. But anyway, that is all for Taylor Swift's past juicy relationships. Let me know what your favorite Taylor-ship was. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for some more juicy news on your favorite celebrities. But I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.